I used to think Christmas would be the happiest time of the year, but now it's just a nightmare. Alexandra Alex Taylor curled up on the sofa. The twinkling lights from the Christmas tree reflecting on her face, but they couldn't chase away the darkness in her heart. She stared at the carefully wrapped gifts. Each one a painful reminder of what she had lost, what she had hoped to give to her husband and their 4 children. She couldn't believe that just a week ago, her life had turned upside down. On Wednesday, she had eagerly prepared a surprise gift for Michael, her husband, hoping it would rekindle the love that had grown cold between them. But on Thursday, a thunderbolt struck. She discovered she had contracted a sexually transmitted infection. And when she confronted Michael, his words hit her like a slap in the face: "I've been unfaithful." Her heart felt like it had stopped. Why was the only question she could utter, but no answer could ease the pain. Michael hadn't just betrayed her trust. He had taken everything they had built together. Yesterday, he had emptied their joint accounts, leaving her with a mountain of debt and 4 children who needed their mother's care. "You have to leave the house before Christmas," his words echoed in her mind like a death sentence. Alex felt as if she were standing on the edge of a steep cliff, unsure of where to step next. She had no job, no money, and now, no husband. She had given up her accounting career to care for the kids, and now all she had was a name on a divorce paper waiting to be signed. "I'll have to sell my wedding ring," she thought, tears streaming down her cheeks. Who would want to buy a ring tied to a broken marriage? She looked out the window. Where white snowflakes were falling, covering everything in a fresh coat. But beneath that layer of snow, life continued, with pains and wounds that couldn't be erased. "I can't let the kids suffer because of this," Alex thought, filled with determination. "I won't let Michael take everything away from us. I will fight for them." In that moment, a thought flashed in her mind: maybe I need to find a lawyer. But immediately, anxiety washed over her. Where will I get the money to pay them? She couldn't stop asking herself about her future and her children's. Would anyone be willing to help a single mother cornered like her? Alex stood up, resolved to take action. She couldn't sit here forever in sadness and helplessness. She needed to find a way to stand up and protect her children. "I won't let Michael destroy our lives," she whispered to herself. Her heart filled with strength. "I will seek help, no matter how difficult it may be." She walked over to the desk, where an old computer sat that she had used for work before becoming a full-time mom. "I will search for information on divorce lawyers," she said to herself, her hands trembling as she typed on the keyboard. "I won't let him win." With each keystroke, Alex felt like she was rebuilding her life from the fragments. She didn't know what the future held. But she knew one thing: she wouldn't let this pain define her. She would seek justice for herself and for the children she loved more than anything in the world. Christmas might have been stripped away from her, but hope and strength remained, waiting to be discovered and nurtured. As the light from the Christmas tree sparkled in Alex's determined eyes, she knew that her fight was just beginning. The challenges ahead might be great, but nothing could stop her from seeking a better life for herself and her children. She would never give up. Alex began her search for divorce lawyers as soon as the kids fell asleep. She sat at the desk, the light from the computer screen highlighting the dark circles under her eyes, evidence of sleepless nights. "I have to do this," she reassured herself, filled with determination, but deep down, a wave of fear washed over her. She scrolled through various websites, reading about complex laws and divorce procedures. Each word felt like a heavy stone weighing down on her shoulders. "Why does everything have to be so difficult?" she thought, feeling helpless once again. But then, the images of her children, Emma, Liam, Sophia, and Noah, flashed in her mind. And she knew she couldn't give up. "There's no one to help me," Alex muttered, but as soon as the thought crossed her mind, another idea emerged: maybe I should ask Karen. Karen, her mother-in-law, was a strong and independent woman who had always supported Alex during tough times. Perhaps she can give me advice or at least help me find a lawyer. The next morning, Alex decided to visit Karen. She braced herself for her mother-in-law's reaction but couldn't shake off the feeling of anxiety. I have to face the truth, she told herself as she drove to her mother-in-law's house. When she arrived, she took a deep breath and rang the doorbell. Karen opened the door, her eyes lighting up when she saw Alex. Alex. You're here. Come in, come in. She ushered her inside, where the warm air and the smell of freshly baked cookies enveloped her. But Alex couldn't feel the warmth, all she felt was the weight of her worries. I need to talk to you, Alex began, her voice trembling slightly. About Michael. Karen sat down, her expression serious. What's going on, dear? She sensed the tension in Alex's voice. He cheated on me. And I need to get a divorce, Alex said, each word hitting her like a bullet. Karen remained silent for a moment, her eyes wide with disbelief. Oh, Alex, are you sure? She asked, her voice filled with concern. There might be some misunderstanding. No, Mom. I've done my research, Anne. I've found out everything, Alex replied, her tone growing more resolute. I can't live like this anymore. I need to protect the kids. Karen nodded, but Alex could see the hesitation in her eyes. You know that divorce won't be easy, right? There will be a lot to sort out, she said. I know, Alex admitted, but I can't let Michael keep hurting me and the kids. I need to find a lawyer, Anne. I don't know what to do next. Let me help you, Karen said, her tone softening. I know a few good lawyers. They can help you through this process. Alex felt a weight lift off her shoulders. Thank you, Mom, she said, her heart swelling with gratitude. But just as her emotions began to settle, another wave of anxiety hit her. How will Michael react when he finds out I'm looking for a lawyer? Karen looked intently into Alex's eyes. You need to be prepared for anything. Michael might not easily accept this decision. But you have to remember that you're doing this for the kids. I will, Alex affirmed, but inside, she still felt a twinge of unease. I won't let him control my life anymore. As she left Karen's house, Alex felt like she had taken a significant step forward. However, the fear of Michael's reaction still loomed over her. When she got home, she decided to call the lawyer Karen had recommended. After the call, she felt a bit of relief. But she couldn't shake the feeling of apprehension. The next day, Alex arrived at the lawyer's office. The spacious, modern room felt heavy with tension. She sat waiting, her mind swirling with thoughts. Am I doing the right thing? Do I have the strength to face everything that's coming? When the lawyer entered, Alex felt a flicker of reassurance. Hello, I'm David, he said, his tone friendly yet serious. I've heard about your case, and I'm here to help. Alex began to recount her situation, each word feeling like a heavy brick. I don't know what to do next, she admitted, emotions welling up inside her. I just want to protect the kids. David listened carefully, nodding as she spoke. You've done the right thing by coming to me. We will work together to build a plan. But you need to prepare for Michael's reactions. He may not easily accept this. Thank you, Alex said, her determination growing. I won't let him control my life anymore. As she left the office, Alex felt as though she had regained a part of the strength she had lost. But just as she stepped out the door, her phone rang. It was Michael. Her heart raced, but she decided not to answer. I won't let him intimidate me anymore, she thought to herself. In the following days, Alex faced numerous challenges. Michael kept calling and texting, trying to persuade her to come back. You can't do this, Alex. We can fix everything, he said in one call. No, Michael. I can't live like this anymore. I need to protect the kids, Alex replied, her voice firm but her heart still anxious. She felt like she was battling a monster. One that wanted not just to keep their marriage intact but also to control her life. Each time she confronted Michael, she felt as if she were fighting for her very existence. He didn't just want to salvage their marriage, he wanted to dominate her life. "You can't leave us," he said, his eyes filled with anger. "You'll regret this." "I won't regret it," Alex asserted. But inside, fear still gnawed at her. She couldn't allow Michael to continue hurting her and their children. She knew this battle wouldn't be easy, but she had resolved not to give up. As each day passed, Alex grew stronger. She was not only fighting for herself but also for her beloved children. She understood that she would have to face many trials. But with the support of Karen and her lawyer, she felt she could stand firm against the storm. "This is my life," she reminded herself, "and I won't let anyone take that away from me." On a cold winter afternoon, Alex sat in the lawyer's office, a wave of tension rising within her. After weeks of searching, she had received word from David that Michael had agreed to meet to discuss the divorce. However, this was not going to be easy. Alex knew that this meeting could turn into a battle. "Are you ready?" David asked, his expression serious. "Michael may not easily accept this decision." "I'm prepared for anything," Alex replied, but anxiety still filled her heart. "I just want to protect the kids." David nodded. "Remember, you have the right to ask for what's best for you and your children. Don't let Michael's emotions make you waver." Alex took a deep breath and nodded. But as she stepped out of the office, she felt like she was walking into a war. She drove to the cafe where Michael had arranged to meet, her heart racing with anticipation. "I can't let him control me anymore," she reminded herself. When she arrived, Michael was already sitting at a corner table. He looked tense, but there was also an air of arrogance about him. "Alex," he said when he saw her, his tone a mix of coldness and pleading. "Thank you for coming." "We need to talk," Alex replied, trying to keep her voice steady. She sat down and looked him straight in the eye. "I can't keep living like this, Michael. I need a divorce." Michael frowned, his expression shifting from surprise to anger. "You can't do this. We can fix everything. Don't you understand? You're making things worse." "No, Michael. You've hurt me and the kids. I can't continue living in this lie," Alex stated firmly. A mix of anxiety and determination flooding her heart. "You can't leave us," Michael said, his voice rising as if he were trying to regain control of the situation. "You'll regret this." "I won't regret it," Alex replied, her heart swelling with resolve. "I have to do this for the kids. I can't let them grow up in a family full of deceit." Michael stood up, anger radiating from him. "You don't understand what you're doing. You're destroying everything. You won't have anything if you leave me." Alex felt like she had been punched in the gut. "I won't have anything," she echoed, her voice trembling. "I sacrificed my career to take care of this family, and now you're telling me I'll have nothing?" "That's your choice," Michael said, his gaze icy. "If you want to leave me, you'll pay the price. I won't let you intimidate me anymore." Alex shouted, her emotions surging like a tidal wave. "I won't let you continue to control my life." Michael's fury erupted. "You think you can do this on your own? You'll never be able to support 4 kids without me." "I will find a way," Alex said, her voice resolute. "I won't let you take away my rights as a mother. I will fight for them." "Then prepare for a battle," Michael said, his eyes blazing. "I won't let you walk away from me easily." Alex felt everything around her crumbling. She stood up, feeling as if she had just stepped out of a nightmare. "I'm not afraid of you," she said, though deep inside, fear still gnawed at her. "I won't give up my life." As Alex left the cafe, tears began to flow. She felt like she had just emerged from a war, but she knew deep down that this was only the beginning. She would have to face Michael, his threats, and his control over her. But she also knew she couldn't back down. On the drive home, Alex felt exhausted yet filled with determination. I won't let him take away my rights as a mother, she thought to herself. I will fight for my children, for the life I deserve. When she arrived home, Alex realized that her battle had just begun. She not only had to confront Michael but also had to face herself. She felt as though she was standing at a significant crossroads in her life. This is the moment to decide, she told herself, her heart filled with resolve. I won't let anyone take away what is most precious to me. I will fight for custody and for the life I deserve. With every tear that fell, Alex felt as if she were regaining her strength. She would stand firm against the storm, not just for herself but for the children she loved. This fight would not be easy, but she was ready to face it all. When Alex returned home, she felt as if she had just weathered a storm. Each heavy step and every breath carried the weight of anxiety and determination. She opened the door and stepped into the familiar space that now felt cold and empty. The house was no longer the warm haven of family, it had become a prison, where every happy memory was now just a haunting shadow. She looked around, feeling as though every corner of the house whispered painful memories. Have I done the right thing? This question echoed in her mind, like a sad melody with no end. Alex sank into the sofa, her hands clenched tightly as she tried to find peace within herself. Suddenly, the phone rang, pulling her from her thoughts. It was David. Alex, I just heard from Michael, his voice was serious. He's not going to accept this decision easily. I think we need to prepare for a major battle. He won't give up easily, Alex sighed, feeling as if everything was slipping out of her control again. I know. I'll support you every step of the way, David said. But Alex could sense the worry in his tone. We need to plan our next steps. You may have to face the worst. Thank you, David, Alex replied, but inside she no longer felt as sure as before. I will do everything for the kids. She hung up and looked out the window, where snowflakes fell gently, like silent tears. I won't let Michael take away my rights as a mother, she thought. But fear began to creep back into her mind. What if he is determined, then what? Images of her children flashed in her mind, their innocent smiles and bright eyes. I can't let them live in fear, she told herself, but her heart remained heavy. I have to be stronger. Just then, there was a knock at the door. Alex turned, her heart racing. It could be Michael, she thought, anxiety rising. But when she opened the door, she found Karen, her former mother-in-law, standing there with a worried expression. Alex, I heard from David. I came to see how you're doing. Thank you for coming, Alex said, feeling a glimmer of light in the darkness. I just had a meeting with Michael. He's not easily accepting this decision. You did the right thing, Karen said, her voice firm. It may be difficult, but you're not alone. I will stand by you. Alex felt warmth spreading through her heart. But what if Michael doesn't agree? What if he tries to take the kids, she asked. Her voice filled with worry. We will find a way, Karen replied, her eyes filled with determination. You are a wonderful mother. Don't let Michael make you doubt yourself. Alex nodded. But her anxiety still lingered. I just want to protect them, she whispered, feeling as though she was standing on the edge of a cliff, where any step could lead to disaster. You will make it, Karen encouraged. Remember, your strength comes not just from within but from the love you have for your children. Alex felt a new surge of energy rising within her. I will fight, she declared, her tone stronger. I won't let Michael control my life anymore. But just as her determination was soaring, another thought flashed through her mind. Will I have enough strength to face everything that's coming? She looked into Karen's eyes, searching for reassurance, but couldn't find a clear answer. Sometimes Life doesn't give us easy choices, Karen said, as if reading Alex's thoughts. But what matters is that you stand firm. Alex nodded, but the image of the battle ahead still overwhelmed her. I will have to prepare for everything, she thought, her heart filled with dread. As Karen left, Alex stood by the window, looking outside. The snowflakes continued to fall. But now they no longer felt like tears, they were signs of hope. I won't give up, she resolved silently, but inside, a question still lingered. Will I have enough strength to weather this storm? Everything remained uncertain, and her fight had only just begun. Alex felt as if she were standing at a significant crossroads, where each choice could change her life forever. She would have to find the answers for herself while time continued to move forward and the storm awaited. Spring had arrived, bringing warm rays of sunshine and blooming flowers, but inside Alex, everything still felt tangled. After months of struggling through legal battles, sleepless nights, and tears shed in worry, she realized that life was not just about what happened on the outside but also about the inner journey each person had to undertake. Today, Alex decided to meet Michael one last time. Not to argue or demand anything, but to talk to each other as people who once loved each other, as parents of the children they had created together. She didn't know if Michael would be willing to listen, but within her, a strong resolve had formed. She wanted to resolve things peacefully. As she walked into the cafe where they had first met, Alex felt as if she were returning to a familiar place, but everything was different now. She sat down at the table where they had once shared laughter, gazing out the window at the sunlight pouring over the blooming flowers. Maybe this is a sign, she thought to herself. Michael arrived a few minutes later, looking weary. Yet his eyes still held a hint of pride. Alex, he said, his tone more subdued than before. Thank you for coming. Thank you for meeting me, Alex replied, her heart racing. I want us to talk about the kids. We can talk about anything, Michael said, but Alex sensed the defensiveness in his voice. She knew that this wouldn't be easy, but she was determined. Michael, I understand that we've been through a lot of pain and misunderstandings, Alex began, her voice gentle yet firm. I don't want to continue living in hatred. I want us to find a way to co-parent our children. Michael was silent for a moment, then he sighed. I don't want this either. But things have gone too far. Maybe, but we still have a chance. Alex said, her heart filled with hope. We can set an example for the kids. They need to see that their parents can forgive each other. Michael looked directly into Alex's eyes, and in that moment, she saw the vulnerability hidden behind his proud facade. I don't know if I can forgive myself, he admitted, his voice catching. Forgiveness isn't just for others, it's also for ourselves. Alex said, her emotions rising. We've both made mistakes. What's important is what we learn from those mistakes. Michael nodded, his expression softening. I thought that if I held on to everything tightly, I wouldn't get hurt again. But in reality, I was only hurting myself and the people I love. We need to learn to let go, Alex said, her tone gentle yet powerful. If we don't, we'll be forever trapped in the past. A silence enveloped the space between them. Alex felt the tension slowly dissipating. I want to start over, she said, her heart full of determination. Not just for us, but for the kids. They deserve a harmonious family. I want that too, Michael admitted, his voice softer now. I don't want the kids to witness our arguments and hatred. Alex smiled, feeling as if a great weight had been lifted. We can do this. Let's work together to rebuild what was lost. Their conversation continued, and every word felt like a piece of a puzzle coming together. They reminisced about happy memories, joyful moments from the past, and the mistakes they had made along the way. Alex realized that despite Michael's flaws, he was also a loving father. They shared their worries about the future of their children. And with every exchange, a mutual understanding began to form. As their conversation came to a close, Alex felt as though she had rediscovered a part of herself that she had lost during the tumultuous times. "Thank you for listening," she said, her eyes filled with sincerity. "I hope we can work together for the best interests of our children." "I also thank you," Michael replied, his tone now gentle. "I've learned a lot today." As they stood to leave the cafe, Alex felt as though a new chapter was opening in her life. She didn't know what the future held, but she knew she had made the right decision. Forgiveness was not just an act, it was a journey. And she was ready to move forward. On her way home, sunlight streamed through the trees, creating shimmering images on the ground. Alex felt a sense of relief wash over her, as if all burdens had been lifted. She understood that life wouldn't always be easy, but she had learned that love and forgiveness could heal all wounds. "Perhaps this is the greatest lesson I've learned," she thought to herself. Maturity doesn't only come from painful experiences but also from the ability to love and forgive. When Alex arrived home, she saw her children playing in the garden, their laughter echoing through the air. She smiled, feeling as if everything had fallen back into place. "I will do everything for my kids," she vowed, her heart filled with determination. And in that moment, Alex understood that life was an ongoing journey, where every decision and every lesson brought her closer to herself and to those she loved. She was ready for the challenges ahead, not just to protect her children but also to build a better future for herself. Can I truly start over? This question still echoed in her mind, but now it was no longer a source of fear but a promise. Alex knew that her journey was far from over, and with each step, she would continually seek forgiveness, love, and growth. Life still held many surprises ahead, but she was prepared to face them, with an open heart and a soul full of hope.